Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The most important thing for this video is going to be some nose and scar wax. I use the Ben Nye kind, and you'll see it's very squishy and very sticky, so it's going to be fun. So let's get started. Another thing you're going to need is some translucent face powder, baby powder, some hair gel, some cream paint, this is Ben Nye, some blood, some brushes, I like smaller ones for this, and some sort of sharp tool. A toothpick will work, a popsicle stick, whatever. Alright, so you're going to choose the finger and add a little bit of spirit gum to the places that the wax are going to be going. Pat it down with a Q-tip, and then let that dry until it's tacky. When it's sticky and like your finger kind of sticks to it, then it's tacky. So you're going to get a little bit of wax, just about that much. That might be a little bit too much, but we'll see. I like to take a little hair gel on my finger first and then rub it around on the wax. This kind of warms up the wax and gets it ready to use. And then place it in the position that we want. Now I'm using this to lay down the wax. I'm using a dragging motion. That way, when I drag it down, it'll take off the excess of the wax and start to blend it into the skin. It's kind of just like you got to keep going at it until you can get it just right. So just keep dragging down or to the side. You only want dragging motions. You don't want any poking motions, all dragging motions. And at this point, I've started to just kind of lay down the wax even more, and it's starting to get really sticky. And if it gets to this point, get some hair gel, put some on your finger, and just start rubbing away, because hair gel is the best thing to use when you're doing any kind of wax wound. It makes it much smoother, less sticky, and it really blends it into the skin. It's definitely the final move, but it's also, if it's just getting hard to work with, then add a little bit of hair gel. And then I'm going back in with this scraping motion at the bottom, and what you can see is it's starting to take away the excess and really blending it well into the skin. So I'm trying to avoid the part where it's coming off of my skin, where the cut is, because I want that to be protruding, but the underneath side I need to be very flat and flush with my skin. So I'm taking more hair gel just to blend it in more, make it smoother. Then I'm taking this to really slice that edge and make it very clean cut. Then I'm taking this again and getting that little spot of excess. Getting more wax for the other side now, placing it, and laying it down once again. It's all very simple. The biggest thing is I'm cutting that to match where that other side is. You want them to match. If they're mismatched, then it's not going to look like a sliced finger. Taking more hair gel to smooth it out and lay it down. So pretty much you just repeat the process on the other side. And I decided that they were a little uneven, so I'm adding a little bit more wax. Laying it down with my finger and adding some hair gel. It's all kind of just touch and go. You got to do little touch-ups here and there. Honestly, it could take you 5 minutes or it could take you 5 hours. It just depends on how patient you are, and it's fairly simple though. Now that I have them all matched up, I'm going to put some powder on it to really set it and try to get rid of the shine of the hair gel. And now it's time for cream paint. I like to take this deepest shade first to add some depth. I add it right into the hollow. It doesn't have to be perfect at first. Then I take a clean brush I haven't used and I kind of diffuse that. So I kind of blend it out a little bit like that. And then I'm going to take the red shade from that cream color wheel and dab that on top of there with the brush I just used to add like a little bit of irritation and blood. And I'm just smoothing out again. Adding a little bit more red. You're putting very little cream paint on this brush, very little. So you want to work with less, because if you have less, you can just add more. But if you put too much, it's very hard to take away. So always work with very little product on the brush. And just adding the same red underneath and going in again with the deep shade to add a little depth. to the cut. More depth. And I think it looks pretty good. Then I'm just kind of connecting the cut here with the red. This is what really makes it look like a sliced finger. Now last step, just missed the bottle there, is to have some blood. Just dot this in. You can use a toothpick for this or a brush. I should have used a toothpick, but I was lazy. All right, and that's the final product. It's really simple, looks super realistic. I actually fooled a lot of people. And here's how you clean up. Just take a bit of floss, loop it over, and drag. And then voila, it's off. Then I like to use a makeup wipe. You can use spirit gum remover if you want, but makeup wipe really just works. Just rub it really good around your fingers, and you're done.